everybody, Flip and Danny here, founders of the Freedom Real Estate Group family of companies, and welcome to another episode of our podcast called
Freedom Through Passive Income.
That's right. And now today's episode is called Single Family versus Multifamily.
Yes.
And so real quickly, I want to do a quick definition. Single family properties it's not just a single family property. It's 1 to 4 units. So a single family duplexes, triplexes, and fourplexes, those have all been combined into what's called residential real estate, which is, so we always call it 1 to 4 residential real estate. So a lot of times you'll still hear us talk about single family properties, and they're actually duplexes, triplexes, or four. But then there's commercial properties, which is 5 units and up, and that's we typically call multifamily. Occasionally, people will call multifamily the duplexes, triplexes, and fourplexes.
Which is true,
which is technically true. But we like to try to keep it clean. And so anything 5 units and up is multifamily. Anything 4 units and down is single family. And so that's how we...
At least for the purposes of this video.
That's right. Okay, so one of the pros, main point of single family is the price point. When you look at multifamily properties, you're millions of dollars. There's single family properties that are millions of dollars, at least the ones I like. But typically they're the under $100,000. We're buying, we've bought properties for $15,000 we bought properties for $5,000. So single family properties, obviously the price point is definitely a pro. Another thing is, for single family properties, the tenants stay longer. Mm-hmm. There's almost a pride of ownership. They treat it like their own,
yes.
And so it's a lower turnover. They take care of the property. They mow the lawn. They plant flowers. They take care of the snow when you're in an area that has snow, which we're supposed to get today, apparently. Lovely. But anyway, so like I said, there's a pride of ownership there, and they actually take care of the property as if it's their own, and you can't. Boy, those are the best tenants ever.
Yes. Another pro single family properties is there's a bigger pool of buyers. So even the duplex, triplex, fourplex is in this category here because owner occupants, they are more likely to buy that single family house than just an investor. Mm-hmm. You could be selling it to an investor, but you also have that big, huge, pile of people that are going to say, hey, I actually want to live there and own that property. Mm-hmm. And why I say 2 to 4 units, this is true as well, is because house hacking has become so popular that some people will be like, hey, I want to live one side and rent the other side out, or I want to live in one of the units and rent the other 3 out. Mm-hmm. So it's just a larger group of people that are looking at properties that are 1 to 4. Mm-hmm. So you have a better, easier exit strategy.
Right. Now, if you're on Facebook or any of the social medias that has a like button or love button, now is your chance to smash that love button. Again, this is for the algorithm for our videos. So just hit the like button, hit the love button. Let us know how we're doing. Let us know that this is actually valuable information to us.
Please and thank you.
Yes, thank you very much.
All right, so some more pros of single family is pest control. So unlike a multifamily, when there's a issue with pest control, it easily, once that we go and exterminate the one unit, they just scurry to the nearby unit. So it continues to be a problem. Where a single family, you can just it's kind of a one and done, go ahead, get in there, take care of it, and then boom, it's done. Mm-hmm. Also, market diversity. This is great because if you're going to buy a single family house, you could buy one here in Dayton, and then you can buy one in Cincinnati. You can buy one in Middletown. So you're spreading out exactly the locations of where you're buying those properties in order to help mitigate any situations where there might be a steel plant that closes down, and then a lot of people start moving out of it. You've got your properties in different locations, whereas a multifamily is one big building in one particular location. Now, we mitigate that by buying multifamilies in a bunch of different locations, but it's a lot easier to do that strategy when you're buying single family. And then it's easier to evaluate and underwrite. And I say that because underwriting multifamily properties, it's a lot of work. It's very complicated. And you make one small $25 mistake on a 300 unit property, it's going to do you in. So it's a lot easier to evaluate. Even our private lenders, when we first started, we would send them a duplex and they didn't understand the comps and how to evaluate. So it was an education process. So that's another pro for single family.
Yes. So the multifamily pros, obviously the first one is cash flow, our favorite. And so again, that's obviously the top one.
Yes.
Number 2, or whatever order these are in, is no 100% vacancy. Well, I mean, unless it's some sort of a special situation like apartments, but typically you would not have 100% vacancy. So you might have 1 or 2 units vacant, but you still have other people making their payments, so you're never without cash flow.
Yes. And also forced depreciation. People don't know exactly what that means necessarily. We'll probably do a video about it, so you can just look it up and then we can explain it in bigger detail. But the short summary is that you can increase the income or decrease the expenses and force the appreciation of the multifamily to go up because they're going to evaluate the valuation of that property by your net operating income. So as soon as you make that number better, then you've changed your valuation of the property, which is it's huge.
And then also in multifamily, one roof. Now granted, we'll use our 56 unit. Now granted, there's 4 roofs. But still, that's 4 roofs and not 56 roofs.
That's right.
So that's a huge difference. And also another huge difference is one closing. So the 56 units and then the 15 single family properties that we did.
Yep.
One closing.
Yes. Yeah, that was massive. So that was just even buying a package, right? You're doing it once, one inspection, one appraisal.
Yep.
I mean, they had to hire an appraiser and they had to go out, but you just went through the process one time instead of having to do it over and over and over. So also cost per door on multifamily. So we just did a video about our 56 unit, the horror story. If you have not watched that, you absolutely talk about listening to a crazy, crazy story that in the end, we're going to win and win big, but it was a nightmare to go through. But when we bought that, the 56 units, if you divided the cost per door, we bought it for $1.3 million and it was like $23,000.
Right.
And I think that was just on the cost per door, I think for our 48, I can't remember, but $23,000 a door, you're not going to get that necessarily in the single family world if you package a bunch of properties together. So I like that as a pro. And then economies of scale. So even our rehab team, they went and they bought everything in bulk and they threw it in one of the vacant. They were able to do the rehab cheaper, which passed along to us. And so we got a lot of savings of people being able to go to one location, be able to buy things in bulk. So just the management of the entire process, even property management companies will charge you less on multifamily properties. And many times you get, if it's like 75, 80 doors or more, you can have on-site property management, which is a totally different ball game as well. So I just love the economies of scale piece.
Awesome. Well, we like to keep these short and sweet. So again, make sure you hit the like button and love button. Don't do the Hulk smash my watch, thought I fell. But anyway, make sure you hit the like button, the love button, comment, let us know how we're doing, recommendations, anything, but make sure you check out our groups. We got our group over on Facebook, facebook.com/group/
Freedom through passive income.
Then we're also on LinkedIn, TikTok, Instagram, YouTube. Go to YouTube. Make sure you subscribe to our channel. That'd be awesome. But again, we always like to end these episodes with
invest smart.
Live happy. Bye, everybody.
Bye.
Nothing in the show should be considered specific personal or professional advice. Please consult an appropriate tax, legal, real estate, financial, or business professional for individualized advice. Opinions and information on the show are not guaranteed. All investment strategies have the potential for profit or loss.